Within DecoNetwork's Business Hub, we have the processing section. Now, processing is broken up into several subsections, including a calendar view, an overview view, a production list view, the ability to look at what orders need the purchase order raised and received, what artwork needs to be approved, whether it's digitizing, vectorizing, or something else, and then what orders are ready for shipping. So let's go through each of these sections and how you can use them within your DecoNetwork account. First, you have your calendar view. And this is exactly what it sounds like. It's a calendar view for all of our current orders. And we can view them by the day, the week, the month. We also have the ability to filter. And when it comes to filtering, this is very powerful. We can filter by order status, production status, decoration process, production mode, who the job is assigned to. So it allows us to make sure that we're keeping our entire staff on the ball and knocking out jobs before they're due. Now, a very similar view, or essentially another way to look at the order, is if I come into the production section and I'm looking at what's called the list view. It's essentially the same orders that are in the calendar view, but they're in a list format. And our orders are put into four main lists. All, obvious. Production complete, obvious. It's the orders that are finished. Awaiting production, not ready for production. What does this mean? Not ready for production by default, and you can override these settings, means it's physically impossible to knock out this job. The artwork is not ready, and or we don't have the product that we are decorating physically on hand. I can't decorate what I don't have. Awaiting production means it's physically possible. We have the blank products, we have the artwork ready, we can knock this out. So that's the big difference between not ready and awaiting production. I can also just choose to filter by different statuses up here. So instead of awaiting production or not ready, I can just search by all and view all orders regardless of status. Do know that the different columns up here can be controlled by clicking on the gear. And this is for account to account. So if some users want different columns than others, they absolutely can control this. And that allows us to better sort and filter orders based on many different variables, such as order status, production status, decoration process, store. And then we can even do based on who the job was assigned to. So just like our calendar view, we have many different ways that we can sort and filter our orders. And after we select our jobs, or we filtered and then select our jobs, we can do things such as assign them to team members or equipment. We can download the production worksheets and or artwork that goes with them. We can set the production turnaround time or date. We can go into an individual order and do many of the same things. So if I'm in an order, I can download my artwork, I can download the production worksheet, I can assign the job to a team member piece of equipment, or update the production status. Now, as we're processing orders, in the overview, we can get a snapshot of everything that's happening. First of all, have payment terms been met? Have we ordered the blanks? Have we received the blanks? If we have inventory on hand for these products and the inventory is in Deco, it's going to automatically skip these steps. Is the artwork ready? Once we have ordered and received the product, or we've pulled it off the shelf and the artwork is ready, we are actually ready for production. And that's when we know, have we produced the job or not? Have we shipped the job or not? So the overview is exactly what it sounds like. It gives us a good overview of where all of our jobs are at. Now, everything starts with ordering and receiving the blanks. So here in the purchase order section, here's a list of everything we need to order from each of our suppliers. So if I go to create a purchase order, it's going to be a list of everything I need to buy in order to be able to fulfill all of my open orders in which that supplier is being used for the jobs. So you can see here that we can start raising our purchase order. We can save it, and then we can even send it directly to the supplier so that those blanks are ordered. Now you got to make sure that your supplier does have an integration with Deco if you're going to be using the smart purchase ordering. Now, once I've raised the purchase order and I've sent it to the supplier, it's going to hang out down here until it arrives, and I click receive stock and I check that these products actually have arrived. And that lets the entire staff know, hey, these products are actually in our facility. And as long as the artwork's ready, it is possible to knock it out and it'll be in awaiting production. Now, while we're ordering the blanks and we're waiting for them to arrive, that's when the art department is coming into artwork approvals. And they're coming into each design that has been uploaded, and they're going to download the file, and they're going to either say, hey, this is good as is. We can just mark it as approved. Or we could upload the file and send it to the customer. Or maybe we download a low resolution, or maybe it was a vector and we had to digitize it. Well, once we've done that, we can upload the final file here, and then we can send it to the customer for them to approve through their DecoNetwork account. Or we can bypass the customer and just say, hey, from a production standpoint, art is signing off. We are good to start making screens, test cells, whatever we need. Mark it as approved, and this art has completed the artwork approval process. While all of this is going on behind the scenes, the jobs are moving around here in the list view or even in the calendar view. They're being updated. Last thing to know, once you have ordered the blanks, you've received the blanks, you've got the artwork ready, you've come into the order, you've downloaded the artwork, you've downloaded the production sheet. Once you've completed production, we can then simply mark the order as production complete, and the job will then go into the shipping area where we then can ship the order from here, or we can go into ShipStation and buy and print the label for the majority of the shipping carriers available throughout the world. DecoNetwork's Business Hub is where the magic happens and where we keep our production staff extremely organized. Do remember that there's many different staff account roles, and you want to make sure each team member has the right role to control what they can do and see when they are logged into your DecoNetwork account.